Hey everybody. Well, I'm on my way to my second day hunt in Stockton, and I'm going back to one of the parks yesterday that I didn't get any silver at the park, but I got about 4 to 5 wheat pennies. And it's the park that I really liked the dirt. I mean, just the dirt got me, right? I was sold at the dirt, right? And I had a choice between two parks. One park I found the 2 pieces of silver at, the little piece of silver jewelry, I think, and then the dime, the rosy. I had a choice of going back to that park or this park, and I'm deciding to go to this park just based on the fact that when you look at the topographical map of both parks, I could only see that the park, the one park wasn't, the park that I found the rosy at, it wasn't established until the 50s, and there wasn't many houses around it. But right now the houses look like they're 1950s or such, but so I think it was kind of all developed at the same time. Now the other park shows on the topographical map, it wasn't updated, I'm sure, because it shows going back to 1913. The 1913 topographical map is exactly the same, shows exactly the same as the 1943 topographical map. Not much has changed, at least in that area. But it shows a more developed neighborhood and community in and around the park field, where there's also used to be some schools. So I'm going back to that park because it has, I believe, even though I didn't find the silver, I believe it has more potential. And I have potential maybe to finding some older stuff. I just have to find in the place in the park where the pocket is. And that's the, that for me, that's kind of the thing. When you hunt the park for a while, you start to develop the old social habits where people used to hang out for some reason. So I'm trying a different side of the park today. I looked at the map, the aerial photo, and I'm going to the spot where I think there used to be a playground, which I don't think is there anymore. I think they moved it or they updated it. So I'm hoping to have good luck today with silver at the park. So I've got a few hours, maybe 3-4 hours today, not as many as long as I had yesterday. Yesterday I did a sampling and sampled a bunch of parks, and that's the best way I think to approach sometimes. Instead of spending like 7 hours at a park that's just not going to produce, it just doesn't have the right feel, or it's too trashy, waste a lot of time. Move to a park that's more sensible, developed, and it's a little bit more quieter. That's the best thing. That's what I want. I want something that's right quieter. If I lived here, then I would love those trashy parks, because that's where you're going to find those hidden gems are in between those trash. But today, going back to the park that I got about 4 to 5 weeks yesterday, had the good black crumbly soil. That's what I really like to see. So you'll see me there if I find something. Thanks for watching. Can you smell that? Oh, I smell silver. Oh my gosh, I smell silver. I smell 4 or 5 silvers. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's cut grass. It's cloudy. It's not gonna be sweating today. Nice breeze. Oh, I can smell the silver. All right, well, this is the end of hunt. Like the combination of 7. Oh no, wait. Is this 7 or is this 8? I think this is 8. So I did one quick hunt in the park the other night in Lodi and picked up a bunch of quarters, a lot of quarters there, a lot of surface finds, really a lot of so many pennies and stuff there. And then I picked up a bunch here yesterday. So this is my trash, not too bad. Look at my trash. There's only one piece, there's only one nail in there, right there, and the square nail. So pretty much
stop digging the trash if I stop digging a lot of those super iffy ones, which might yield some good stuff, but I have been digging a couple of those, so still working on it. But good coins. There's my dimes to pennies ratio, a little more on the dimes to pennies, which is good. That's the plus side. And I got 2 cut pennies, and they were like 50 feet apart, which is kind of strange. I got this token, which it's I don't know, I still think it's current in the area, but they call it a vintage token. I got 4 wheat pennies yesterday, the Merc yesterday. This really tarnished, I think 54 Rosie, and what I thought was silver, it might be aluminum, but it's a pin. It's got like what do you call that, like the for moviegoers, I forgot what they call that, the 2 faces, the happy and smiley face. But it's really light, so I think that it ended up being aluminum, even though it came out shiny like that, which I thought was silver, but I couldn't see any markings. It's probably a Cracker Jack toy. So anyways, that's the closeout of the last couple hunts since I've been in California, and wrapping this up, and then I've got another hunt I'll do today, so that'll be another video. So not bad, not bad. I wish I found more silver, but I plan to find more silver today, so look forward to that. I'm crossing my fingers, knocking on wood in there. All right, thanks for watching. All right, first dig. I put my coil down, had a 91. Is it gonna be a wine cap or is it gonna be a coin? And the question mark always for this guy is how deep is it gonna be? So I don't think it's gonna be very deep because it sounded pretty solid. Oh yeah, it's right here in my plug, about 3 inches down. Oh, look at this black crumbly dirt, it's the best. And the first dig on a 91, typical. Oh, that's actually a dime. I'll take that versus the penny. All right, I got a target here. It's kind of iffy. I was experimenting with the recovery speed. The target's, there's a piece of foil right here, but there's targets right around this little area. So I got it on recovery 5 right now, and let me go to 6 and let me show you something. Of course, it sounded worse when I first found it. Let me go down to 3 now, recovery 3. See, it's hard to tell in the headphones, but in the headphones, it actually picks up a little bit better. Going slower with a deeper recovery speed of 3. I'm going to keep it on 5 for now. I bounce in between 4 and 5. And I'll see what I get. I don't know what this is actually. I'm trying to learn tones because I'm going to cherry pick a little bit too much today. So in one direction it was a little scratchy, and then in the side direction the edges are not crisp. They're a little scratchy. When you get right over the top of the target, it sounds good, but getting to the target's a little scratchy. So I'm trying to learn how I can tell the difference between the pennies and the quarters. Now I dug the plug, but I haven't flipped the plug over because I didn't want to disturb it, because when I originally found this was a very obscure target, and I thought, well, this might be a good, maybe a good old coin hiding in amongst trash. Now, where's my should be able to pull this plug right up. So, anyways, I'm still trying to learn that tone. Now, I noticed something right away, that the dirt here is different. My first dig, the dirt was good. Now this dirt, it's a little different. It's not that crumbly black stuff I like to see, but I am curious. scratchy. Now the coins here, remember the coins here from the previous hunt are they're, oh, it's in my, look at that, it's in my plug, so it's only like 3 inches down. And this was really, gosh, this is so frustrating. This target was, when I first hit it, it's just a regular weedy, or not a weedy, but a regular memorial. Gosh, so frustrating. But it was a little scratchy, so, but I hit this target and it didn't exactly just like boom out at me until I really pinpointed the center, and then I was able to get a clear signal. So the frustration part, I don't want to keep digging a lot of deep memorials, so I'm really trying to listen for deeper tones. And I know sometimes the deeper tones, when you go over them, they're not completely like solid, they're obscure, and then it's the second swing a little slower that it usually clears up. So all right, keep going. Well, my philosophy for metal detecting is that when these trees were, I don't know how old these trees are. Anybody know how old these trees are? There probably used to be a plaque on the tree there. I'm assuming that these are like California oaks of some sort. And I don't know how to tell the age of, you know, like oak trees and how long they've been here. But I can only imagine that kids were climbing these trees at one time, and then of course they lose their money. So that's a philosophy, you know. Or people like to lay under trees for shade. So I was hitting this little area right here under these canopy of these trees. It had I had a high tone of 91, turned, dropped down to like about 80. And it was showing me on the thing, which is wrong, but it was showing me down about 4 bars. So I take that, you know, take that for what it's worth. And I did end up with a wheat penny, and it was down only about 4 inches. But in the hole with it was, which is good, is this piece of nail or iron right here. And I thought I had thought I had the high tone in there. I was hoping I had a dime with it. But anyways, so those are the things that are going to win me over with the Manicore. Almost, you know, the tone is the number one thing. And the second thing is that once I learn the tones, kind of learn enough and distinguish the numbers a little bit better after time. It's going to take time to learn all those subtle differences in the pennies, so I can dig out the greenies and such. It's this right here. It's when I can get coins and iron in the same hole, digging the same, you know, right there in the same plug. That's what's going to win me over, because those are the things that the older detectors probably missed, and I want the better separation to find it. So anyways, I gotta keep going. I'm running out of time, and I haven't found a single silver yet. All right, corroded wheat number 2, 4 inches again. You know, it's really strange. Okay, so I got this conundrum, this machine, always, right? So I run audio enhanced, and I run the medium. So the rich is too low, but I like the rich tone, so I wish they would increase the volume. Problem, I have my volume turned all the way up here. I have the volume all turned up on my headphones. The problem is I'm hearing depth with the medium enhanced, but it's not. See, problem is it should be probably deeper, because if I think it's deeper, I don't think I'm going to hear it. But then if I go to simple enhance, the shallow stuff is so loud. It's like it's a horrible. I don't think this is adjustable enough between the volume setting and then the three settings you get within the. It's like a equalizer setting. I think they should just make an equalizer in these guys and let us adjust them to whatever headphones we want. So if we have open ear headphones, closed headphones, more bass, more mid-tone, more treble, I think it would be better for us to be able to, even if we can go into a computer, hook that up to a computer and adjust the volume via the computer, so that you didn't have to do it in here, would be so much better than the setup that they have here. Because I listen for depth. I'm listening to cherry picking. I'm passing by a lot of coins that are shallow, especially dimes and pennies. I try to get those quarters though. But I'm listening for depth, and then when I hear depth, I think, oh, it's got to be deep, right? But it's not. It's shallow. So I think the deep coins I could probably be missing, and unless it would have to have nothing around it. It'd be perfectly target. I don't know. That's just me and my thoughts. I'm just rambling. But anyways, got to keep going, right? Got to find that silver. I'll be lucky if I find one silver before I have to go at this rate. Oh, it's corroded. Oh my gosh. And I dug one plug that had a bunch of white stuff in it earlier. Well, actually, I don't know. Well, it was earlier. And it smelled like chemicals. I mean, it just smelled like insecticides. So they must heavily put a lot of crud in their soil here. Man. One of the things which you probably already know too, and something that's pointed out, this one here, probably about 5 inches. I'm assuming that's a weedy. It's corroded. One thing I did notice, man, so bad, is sensitivity. I have been running a higher sensitivity than I would with the E-trac. Sometimes with the E-trac, when I'm in a field, what's really good, I'll crank it all the way up. I mean, 27, 28, 29, all the way up. And I have been running with this 30 or 27. So I do know that on this particular coin, I was getting some high tones in there, right? I dropped my sensitivity down to like 24, and it actually changed to the high tones. It actually changed to like a 65, and it really did reflect the tone and the number. So I might be digging too many pennies with this because it's amplifying too much. So yeah, as soon as I find the trustworthiness of this as far as depth, like when and you might comment and say, well, hey, I'm getting, I'm running at 22 or 23, which is where I normally run my E-trac, 22. You probably say, oh, you get until I know, because every soil I go to is going to be different than your soil. So where I am in Portland, I know that I can get what I want at 22, 23, 24, but I don't know about this guy. So I have to develop the trust when I can start dropping it down, and then go from there. So yeah, I think this, I can barely see 1 cent in there now. All right. Jeez, so bad. So any money you find here, any pennies you find here, is basically gonna go right in the garbage. Well, another wheat cent. This one I had to work for. It was underneath. There's a tree root right here and a tree right here, and I had to get on the south side, and I just kept pushing the dirt, and it kind of slowly came out the hole. I think everybody else gave up on it because it was pretty shallow. The shallowest one I probably had, shallowest plug I've dug. Anyways, another wheat cent, no silver. Not every day you find a $50. Too bad it wasn't silver. Well, I'm moving all over the park trying to find any place that's hot, and the wheats are just here and there. I got another wheatie. This one was down about 6 inches. Coming in pretty good. Numbers were always, it's kind of weird, always a high tone one way and a lower tone the other way. So yeah, keep going. On my way out before I go, I haven't hit the baseball field. I've been trying to stay in the park, but I might swing through the baseball field just on meandering on my way out of here. But yeah, still got to find that #1 silver out of this park. I know it's here. All right, got a wheat cent, and I was pretty impressed with this because right here in this little area, it is super trashy, and I was able to pick out that high tone, and as you can tell, it's in good shape compared to the other ones, and it was only about probably about 3 inches down. So it's been hidden for a while because of that trash. So kind of impressed with that hitting this in the trash. If this ain't silver, this is a wheat penny. Man, it's not even which is nice that it's at the bottom of the plug, which is a good thing. Oh. Usually when I dig these plugs, I get so much loose stuff before I actually get to the bottom of the plug. And the reason I say this is going to be silver or wheat penny is because of the depth. And I was getting, the only thing I wouldn't say it's not silver is that it did drop into the high 70s. But when I hit it in the other direction, I got mid 80s. Oh, look right there. Crud. Not the color I want at all. Nope, nope, nope. Dang it. That's a 1 center. When's my silver gonna come up? Holy cannolis, you know, what's the ratio? My ratio used to be sometimes I get more silver than wheats, but usually you get 5 wheats. Sometimes I get 5 wheats to 1 wheat, 1 silver. So it's my time. Jeez. And yet another wheat. But this one was sitting right next to the iron. Very good find. But talking about pockets. So I have meandered. I've got a wheat, and a wheat. So around this tree I shall go. All right, I moved into the ball field and I was getting like 6-inch clad, and I had this one. This is a strange one. This is another weedy, right? Another weedy. This was my deepest one of the day. It's probably at 8 inches, and I had it's really strange because it wasn't coming in perfect. I had a good tone. This way was gnarly. It was garbage this way, nothing almost. I could get it pretty good, and then the weird thing was when I pinpointed this target, and then I tried to go back over it, it almost disappeared on me. So that was a little weird, but I'll take this and I'll keep looking a little bit more for that elusive silver. Yeah. Well, another weedy. Here's that white stuff. Oh, yeah, I dug it up. Oh, it just smells like chemical bugs, like bug. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't smell like fertilizer. It smells like insecticide. Ugh, nasty stuff. Oh, where's my silver? All right, this is the wrap up of the I Smell Silver video, which should have been called I Smell Wheat. Yeah, that's the garbage I dug. That's it. That's all the garbage I dug. I was cherry picking pretty good today, listening for deep or high tones, or of course shallow quarters and stuff. But ratio's not bad. Pennies to dimes about equal, maybe a little bit more pennies, until I started to figure out the depth, and I started to hit these wheats, and then $0.50. Nothing special, no jewelry or anything great this time.